Okay. So one more sound check, and because sometimes we get into it and then people say, well, I can't really hear you. So just make sure the volume is loud enough you can hear me clearly. Thumbs up. Okay. Thank you. Coffee, harmonium, and spotlight. Okay, here we go. All right, so wonderful. So thank you for making time in the busyness of life to come together in community. And if you are not part of this original class, not everybody could be here for this. We're in different time zones, and I want to welcome everybody. And I will record every session, and after it's recorded, it takes a little while. I have to download it from Zoom and then upload it and all that. So I will get those to everybody as quickly as I can. There's a lot of platforms involved in this, and some people have just signed up in the last 24 hours, and I'm getting messages in my sleep right now on so many different places popping in. So it's going to take me a while just to get everything lined up, and not everybody's on Facebook, so we'll figure it out. And then I sent out an email last night with all the links, but not everybody got it. So I used my newsletter platform, and I'm not sure what happened, but I will figure it out today, and we'll get everybody up to speed. So again, thanks for your patience. And let's see. Okay. So the chat is there for you. And if you have questions as we go into this, you can just type them there. Also, please, when you just feel like you want to share something with the group, you can do that in these live sessions. It's a way to participate and just share what you're vibrating with, questions you have, or your own thoughts or feelings about things. And usually, just to give a context, we would be in the same physical space together, and that is a container. So what we're trying to do here is to recreate a container that everybody feels safe in, that we can hold each other in and share the teachings, and everyone can receive what they need to. And I'll be honest with you, it's definitely more challenging than when we're all together, just because of the different levels. It's kind of like 3D chess instead of, just regular chess, but it's more like, 10D. And with, the energy that's happening now. So I need your help, if I can ask that, to, just help me hold and co-create this space together. If you've never done a program with me before, this is how we do it. We're a community, and it's really everybody's participation in some way, just to share and support and take loving responsibility for the space that we're in. And you have my commitment to be present with you through the ebb and flow, and I'll give everything that I can in the time that we have and beyond. Bhakti yoga is also about karma yoga. It's about service. It's about just, how we can all be in service to each other, support each other on this path, and to share our love with each other. So, I also, another announcement, I didn't send the manual yet. Quite honestly, I was up till about 1:30 a.m. last night just dealing with the email and other parts and links and stuff like that, so I didn't get to it. I have a few more little additions I will make. We don't need it for the first session, but I will get that to everybody today. And the manual is just a support to the teachings that we do here. And kind of a reference point. There's a word, Upanishad, that you've probably heard of. And so Upanishads are source teachings. They are simplifications in a very poetic way, a very beautiful way, language of more complicated teachings. Things like the Vedas. And so all the different Vedas have Upanishads. So the Upanishads are really a beautiful way to access the heart of a lot of these teachings. We're going to talk about one in particular in our session today and how it relates to everything we're doing in mantra and bhakti and sound and even yoga philosophy. It's really a beautiful thing. But I want to introduce the word because what it means is to be near. It can have the connotation to be near a teacher. It can mean to be near the teachings, to be near a source, to be near the source, to be near together. We are always near. Right? We are always close to the source. We're always connected to the teachings. And this concept is really key in yogic learning and transmission and receiving and connection, because it also means to be in a receptive mood. You could be near the source and be in a bad mood. You can, have everything you've ever wanted in life and wake up on the wrong side of the bed and be in the wrong mood, bhav, the wrong feeling. So I'm not saying what feeling you should be in, ever. But this is one of the key concepts of bhakti yoga, is the attitude and the mood. And just simply put, when we choose to be in a receptive feeling, to be open, we can receive. And when we're closed, we're closed. And it's not that we can't be closed. We can choose to be as we like. And sometimes, maybe we need to close our field or say, I can't do this right now. But the possibility when we're together, like when I'm sharing teaching or when I'm a student, it's the same. There's part of me that's just trying always to be open to that experience that's arising in the moment. So my invitation for you is, in all of these sessions, whatever's happening in our life, just to come and to connect with your own inner authority and center, and to be open and to receive what you need to support you in your journey right now. And whatever doesn't resonate, whatever doesn't feel in alignment, perhaps you can question it or be open to it, explore it, or just leave it. I'm not a dogmatic teacher in any way. I don't want to put my beliefs on anyone. It's just about sharing and caring, and you have your own process, and so it's all shared in that spirit, and in the spirit of peace and of love. So that's all. So let's go into a little sound together, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about Nada Yoga, the yoga of vibration, and how that's really the mothership of mantra and bhakti and literally vibration itself. And then our first practice that we're going to be doing is really, we're starting with it here, is the simple sound and vibration, chanting, the power in your voice, and the simplicity and power of chanting Om. Let me just move this back a little bit. There we go. Better. So this is a harmonium. And maybe you have one and maybe you don't, and maybe you have a guitar or a ukulele or a drum or a pot or a pan or just your voice. And we're going to just touch into all of those things, and you can take what you need from it. But you don't need an instrument at all because you have one. There's one here in the voice and there's one here in the heart. So there's only 12 notes on the scale. 12 notes. Okay. So I invite you to just hold a feeling of peace for yourself, for everyone you love, for our earth, an intention for yourself during this training and program together. And with all your heart, with all your love, let's do 3 ohms. Says it 3 times for the 3 realms of consciousness: material, astral, and causal. Peace within me in this material world, peace within nature, peace within the world of spirits, peace within the divine. Peace to all realms, all worlds. Let's do it one more time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Loka samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So if you know these few mantras, you can chant with me or just listen, take them in. These are mantras done at the beginning of a gathering to ask for blessings for everyone and for everyone to receive with what they need at this time. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejas Vinavaditamastu Ma Vishavahai. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jestarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasrunvan Nuti Visida Sadhanam. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Vatevye cha Vitmahe Vrinjipatne cha Dhimahi Tanno Devi Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvassuvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivartanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityor Mukshiha Mamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Charana Saro Sarajam Nijamano Mukur Sudari Maranora Gobalam Vimalajasu Jodayaku Alachari Buddhahi Natanu Janike Sumiron Pavana Kumara Malabuddhi Vidya Dev Mohi Haro Kalesha Vikara. Om Shri Ham Hanumate Namaha. Om Shri Ham Hanumate Namaha. So giving thanks to all of our teachers and their teachers, all of the transmission of love and wisdom in all traditions, heart to heart, being to being, through thousands of years. Gratitude to everyone supporting us in our life right now, and to the teachings themselves, which transcend humans and personalities, and the teachings that hold the vibration of love, of wisdom, of truth. Thank you to you all for being here and adding your love and your truth and your presence to not only this Sangha, but also to this moment on the earth. So, namaste. And we also like to say Haribo. Haribo. So Hari is the divine. Hari is the divine that lives within the heart. Shri and Hari. And Bo means sing, celebrate, dance, praise. Haribo. So they get really excited when they say it, and they say Haribo, Haribo. And in certain parts of India, in certain traditions, they don't say namaste. They say that's too formal. They say Haribo or Haribo, Haribo. So that's one of the amazing things about India is depending on where you go, they have different greetings of the heart. And that's true all over the world, actually, in many places. But in India, they said namaste. It's very, formal and very beautiful. It can also be very intimate as well. We say Jai Ma. We say, so just recognizing the Divine Mother. They say Arunachala in South India. Arunachala is the sacred mountain of Lord Shiva. Or Hare Krishna, Haribo, Ram Ram. One of the beautiful things about India when you go there is the beauty in the chaos. It's the divine in the chaos. It's this incredibly crazy place by modern Western standards or modern culture standards. Completely crazy on so many levels. And yet there's this simple honoring of the divine that's just present in that chaos. The beauty in the chaos. I'll try to tune into the comments. Can you repeat the word that means to be near? Yes, Upanishad. Upanishad. So it's a word for a body of teachings, but the literal meaning is to be near. We're going to cover a lot of ground in this, and I do not expect even myself to get it all in the first, pass here. So it's a process of inquiry. I'll introduce a lot of terms. Some will be new, some will be known, some you may know, but I might have a different translation or explanation. And don't feel that you have to get it all. I started getting a few emails last night and messages, stage fright emails about voice and not being able to sing, and don't worry about it. There's so much, but trust the guidance. It's not about being a good singer. It's not about being a great singer. It's not about being knowing to play an instrument. It's not about memorizing the Bhagavad Gita and knowing so many things. It's not about getting your legs behind your head. It's about the practices that help us to open ourselves up to the beauty and the love and the truth that is already here. If I worried about being a great singer, I wouldn't be doing this. If I worried about all the things I don't know, I wouldn't be doing this. Since nothing takes the place of sincerity, just that part of us that's willing to be present in the moment and to be open to truth, to be vulnerable. And that's really what Bhakti is also. It's about the love that's already inside you. And the practices are there to help us connect with that love that's in our hearts, with that energy. So please don't worry. And again, we'll just cover as much as we can. If you need to come in and out of the live sessions, it's great when you're here because then we can kind of participate. It also helps me energetically. But just come in and out when you can. If you need to do things around the house, leave it on. I will get everybody the links of the recordings And you can fast forward, it's all here for you. There's no way that you need to be except here sincerely, and we're here together. And I also want to just mention my friends Jim Beckwith and Marla Lee, who will also be sharing. And we've done these immersions live in Ojai a few times. It's one of the most incredible experiences to have like a room full of people playing harmonium, singing, playing guitar and drumming. And of course it's all chaos too sometimes when everyone's trying to learn. But then when it all syncs up, it's this incredible symphony of vibration. And it's one of the most amazing things I've experienced. And you've probably felt it too, kirtans, it's just that, it's the feeling of unity. So they'll also be sharing as we get into this, and my hope is that everybody goes away with just some empowerment of their musical ability, their voice, understanding something more about the teachings, and just the spirit of all of this. So, okay. So I want to give the first teaching today is on the nature of sound itself, vibration, the mantra of Om as the mother of mantras, and the healing power and power of vibration in your own voice that is God-given, that is part of just the nature of who you are as a being. The first word of the Rig Veda, so the Rig Veda is the earliest yogic text. Many people say it's the earliest text in humanity. Rig means speech. It's also pronounced Rik or Rik. Veda means wisdom. The first word is Om. The second word happens to be Agni, which means sacred fire. But the first word is Om, which is the cosmic seed sound, or the seed sound of the cosmos, the bija mantra of the universe. The way that the yogis wrote about their experiences is that in meditation, in contemplation, in states of what they experienced as connection to the One that moves through everything, they heard, felt that unity as literally the sound of Om, as the vibratory nature of consciousness. Now what's very interesting is the word shalom, that is the vibration, the sound in Jewish mysticism. It's not just the word for divine peace, it is the vibration of divine peace. Salam in Arabic, in Sufism, is the vibration of that one, of the One. Peace be with you, peace is within you. Salam alaikum, shalom aleichem. Amen. Amen. In the Christian tradition, the omniscient one, the omni, the all of these and Om are connected. So understand that this vibration is universal and it moves through everything, that the heart of all these traditions shares a similar vibrational understanding and root, and maybe they express it differently, maybe things have been interpreted differently over the years, but there's a commonality which is beautiful. This mantra of Om is said to be the mother of mantras, and this is why you see it in the beginning of pretty much every mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Bhur Bhuvasuvahat Tat Savitur Varenyam, Gayatri Mantra. Om Trayambakam Hari Om. It holds within it, like white light holds all other lights in the spectrum, frequencies, colors. Om is said to hold all the other sounds within it. Aum. The 3 syllables of Om, which, okay, so now there's so much to all this, I love it. Simply for now, I gave a teaching on this the other night, which I will repost in our Facebook group and send out through the email. The symbol Om, visualize that in your mind, right? It's like a letter 3. There's a part that comes out the back, kind of like a little circle, oblong, and then there's a crescent moon shape, and then there's a dot. You just like see it. Visualizing it is also very healing for the mind. It's yantra. Each part of that symbol has a meaning in what we're talking about. So the bottom part of the 3 represents the material world. It's the world of forms, the physical reality, which scientists tell us is about 1 to 10% of what exists. That's just the bottom part of the 3. Then the top part of that, then go out the back, that little circle, that's the dream space, the astral realm, which the yogis felt is as real as this realm, but in a different way. So it's the dreaming space, it's the world of spirits and forms. Then the top part of the 3, if you're more visual, I know this is hard for you, so I'll post something later, but just try your best. The top part of the 3 is the deep sleep state. That's the part of our cycle of consciousness where we dissolve ego. When you're in deep sleep, the reason it's so restful is that there's no ego to maintain, there's no websites to fix, there's no need to be right. You've literally merged back into the infinite in some part of consciousness. The little crescent moon is Maya. It's the illusion, the illusory perception that there's a separate I, which is the root of our suffering. In the most simple way is thinking that we're separate from God, separate from life, separate from each other, separate from earth. So that represents Maya, which is like the veil. On the other side of that veil is the dot. The dot is infinite consciousness, oneness. Turiya, which means beyond. Beyond the mind, beyond concepts. Whatever we think God is beyond that. Whatever we think truth is beyond that. Whatever we think love is beyond that. Within Om, that sound Ah is the material world. The sound O is the dream world. The sound is deep sleep. The dot is the silence when you finish chanting. They intended for everything that is in the realm of consciousness, from the finite to the infinite, to be held within the sound of Om. Are you with me? If you have questions, just write them out. The Greeks said from the alpha to the omega within the alphabet. That was the intention, was to encapsulate in an alphabet all the sounds that humans could make that represent, because sound is a representation of the universe, isn't it? Everything is sound, everything is light. This is where it gets so incredible, because this is who you are. This is who I am. This is what, this whole world is sound and light. This is what we understand in our physics. We're in such a profound time. We've made a collective agreement about what reality is. That agreement is up for review. right? You see how important this is, that we, having the possibility, the remembrance that you are just more than your thoughts, more than just your body, more than just your political party, more than just your bank account. It's not that any of those things are bad, but they are limiting to that infinite part of us that is love, that is consciousness, that cannot fit only into a box. The ah, the oh, the when you make that sound of you're not just chanting a mantra, you're not just making a sound, you're not just honoring a philosophy. It's actually like an instrument that you tune. Inside right here is a way to actually tune all of these notes. Inside this instrument is a way to tune it through sound. Just like the celloist tunes, and really not just listening but feeling the vibration. That's how we can use sound. And that's how we use the mantra Om. I told this story the other night. I'll give the really quick version of this. Many years ago, I went with a teacher who I had a really deep connection with. And I got initiated into a mantra, and I didn't know what that mantra was going to be. And I've had that experience a few times. I went to the teacher and closed my eyes to receive the initiation. Teacher touched my forehead and chanted the mantra Om. And then I was waiting for the next part. Nothing happened. And I kind of then got a little uncomfortable. I opened my eyes and the teacher was just looking at me smiling. He went, Om. And I realized that was it. That was all I was going to get, was Om. And I was like, oh my God, that's all I got. And I walked off to the side and I sat there in meditation for a moment, just sitting. And it dawned on me how profound what I had just received was. I realized that everything was in Om. And that moment was so profound because it actually then took me back to read the Mandukya Upanishad, which is the yogic teaching on Om. It's the shortest Upanishad. It's 13 verses. The great teacher Shankaracharya said that of all the Upanishads, the most important one is Mandukya Upanishad, and you'll have a copy of that in your manual. It's not easy to read. It's 13 verses that are so dense you have to read each line again and again and think about. But it's all about what I'm sharing with you now. I'm kind of giving you the Cliff Notes version of what Om means. Om encapsulates all of consciousness from the finite to the infinite. When you chant it, it's not just philosophical or mental or literal. It's connecting your vibration back to Source. Now, I teach a longer workshop. It's called Power of Om, Sound Healing. There's another title, I can't remember what it is in this moment, but it's basically this concept over 2 hours and tying it into many other things, which we'll talk about in the course. But the essence of it is that just chanting Om is a technique of self-healing that we can tap into. My first teacher is a Buddhist monk. He's a beautiful being, one of the most loving, present beings I've ever met. He's a Buddhist monk and he's also a yogic adept. And fortunately for my life, he walked into my living room when I was in high school. And he changed my life, that meeting. And he was my first Dharma teacher. and the yoga that I learned from him directly, we would chant Om for 21 minutes, most of the sessions. Sometimes we'd shorten it to 11 and occasionally to 3 minutes. But I learned about Ah and O and not so much at that time in written teachings or even in oral teachings. It was a little bit, but it was through chanting. It was through a direct vibrational resonance of the teachings. And so this is one of the most important things that you could consider. The way that teachings are transmitted in large part is through vibration and energy. The power of a mantra, so mantras are said to be transcendental sound vibrations, meaning, so that sounds like a big term. It means cosmic vibrations, energies, truths, teachings held in vibrational seed form transmitted through sounds. If I call your name, let's say we're in a room together and I say your name and you hear that and you turn and give me your attention. I just used a seed mantra to bring your attention, your presence, your mind, your body, your all that you are, in a sense, into this moment. When you say Hari Om, or you say Shiva, or any name of the divine that you think of, that you resonate with, you're saying the seed name of that energy and calling it. Make sense? Whether it works or not, you decide. What has power, you decide. But this is the concept. There's power in the name. They say Ram Nam Satya Hai. The name of God is truth, ultimate reality. This is one of the powerful sayings in India. This is why the importance on the name, on the vibration, on the sound is so profound. Whew. How are we doing? Send me some comments. Let me know how you're doing. If you're resonating, if you're able to receive it, if you have questions. And you'll get the recording, so you can go back over these things as you need to. And they'll be up indefinitely, so don't worry. Okay, back to Om. Om is that seed sound of the cosmos. It contains within it all of the worlds, all of the levels of vibrations. It's the container, the mystical container of everything we understand yoga to be. Asana is not just asana. Yoga is not just a physical practice. We know that. Right? Think about the beauty of this. Bringing the two hands to the heart, which symbolize the masculine and the feminine, the polarities, yin and yang, Shiva Shakti, the unity of the polarity of opposites, the merging. They're not equal. This is not a sexist comment. This is not it's an energetic comment. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. It means they're polarities. They are the complementary opposites of each other. The universe is not created. The universe is created through the union, the merging, the surrendering, the love-making, the healing, the unity of the two energies that make life. They come together at the heart. Why here? Why not here? Why not here? Why not here? Right? Hridayam, Hari. The spiritual heart is Hari. It's the divine. It's the one divine that's in everything. And I bring this here because this is the place in my energy field that is the center of the universe. Whoa. Say that to yourself. The heart center, the spiritual heart, is the place within us that is the center of the universe. It's where all polarities dissolve. It's where above and below, left and right, male and female, Republican, Democrat, right, wrong, night, day, it all merges. That's the point. You can think about unity and oneness. Wow, that's such a great concept. Yeah, I believe that, or I don't believe it. But where you experience it is right here. So when the yogis said Namaste, Hari Om, Jai Gangama, Ram Ram, Ram Nam Satya Hai, Hari Bo, they said the one divine is in all things. It's in you, it's in me. I'm honoring that right now. That is the ultimate reality. It transcends all other separations, realities, possibilities. Not possibilities, that's not a good word, but right? It's the affirmation of that deeper truth of the heart. Namaste. We mean that, we feel that. We are sincere when we greet each other. Namaste. That's the power. The power in anything that we do is to be sincere. When you say, I love you, when you make someone a meal, when you write a song, when you write a poem, when you make a Facebook post, the power that transcends all the other things that people can feel is the sincerity. Who is perfect? Who knows the truth? Absolute right now. Who knows what's going to happen in humanity? Right? Who has all the answers? Who is the perfect human? It's all the illusion. We are imperfect in this human form. It's a perfectly imperfect, if you will. This is the earth school. This is where we have come to learn the soul's journey. That's the humility. I don't know everything. I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. I'm here to heal. Ego says, I know the truth. I am right. So in Tantra we have a saying, Tantra and Bhakti are the best friends ever. Tantra says both and instead of either or. It doesn't even say instead of either or, it just says both and. Because either or, either I'm right or you're right, either Republicans or Democrats, either this or that, either feminine, masculine, it's this like black and white polarity that we have to be rigid in our polarity instead of understanding these energies are constantly flowing. Both and means both you and I, both the individual and consciousness. Both Republicans and Democrats can have good ideas, both female and male, both heaven and earth. You see? It's inclusive. It's the philosophy of the one. Maya. So I used to live with Ganga and Tracy. They are some of my dearest mentors and friends. And yes, it means that. It means salutations. What I'm sharing, so I'm glad you asked this question. So first of all, Sanskrit is a very complex language. There are many levels of meaning. It takes probably 7 English words at least for every Sanskrit word. Like the word bhakti means devotion, but it means love, it means to taste, it means to experience, it means the love in our hearts for where we come from. It means all of those things. So when we say namaste, the literal meaning is not me, you. That's if we wanted to just be super literal. Not me, you. Not me, you. I dissolve into you. It means next, salutations, because that's what I'm doing. Salutations, so we say Surya Namaskar, salutation to the sun. Namaskar, I namaskar to you. The meaning is on so many levels, it literally is the meeting here. So that flowery translation of I'm seeing the one divine in you and me is more expanded, but that's the meaning. That's what the yogis intended, is that when we see each other, we are recognizing the one reality, that love is the essence of all, that truth is the essence of all. So I hope that answers your questions. And I used to live at the White Lotus with Ganga and Tracy. I love them so much. I used to assist them in their trainings over 25 years ago. And they're really beautiful teachers. So, okay, I'll pull it in a little bit. Okay, next thing that goes with Om. And then we're going to get into our chanting. It's already 9 o'clock, so we're going to go over a little bit. Here's another word for you. Say with me, Vak. Like V-A-K, long A, Vak. You can also say Vach. Both are used. I'm not a Sanskrit scholar. I've learned a lot. I mean, I know some Sanskrit, but I've learned most of this vibrationally, chanting, listening. 30 years now chanting. So I don't know the grammatical rule why it's both, but I do know that you can say both, Vak or Vach, so you might hear both. What Vak is, it means literally the power of vibration. Vak is one of the ancient names of the goddess Saraswati. She's the goddess of sound. She's called Vak Devi, the goddess of vibration. That's what that means. Devi is goddess. Om Vakdevye cha vitmahe vrinjipatnye cha dhimahi tanno Devi prachodayat. O goddess of vibration, divine consort of Brahma, please teach me the wisdom of sound. That's what that means. That's one of the Gayatris we'll learn. We're going to learn, there's many Gayatris. Can I repeat what? It says, can you repeat? Let me know what you want me to repeat. I can't see those in real time. I already did, okay. Great. You're welcome. So, Vak, the power of vibration that lives within you also. Your Vak is the power in the vibration of your sincerity. This is why it's, because what's sincerity? It's aligning your energy. The words you say, if you tell a lie and you know you're lying, somebody could feel that, hear that. If I'm really listening and feeling, something didn't feel quite right about that. Luckily, the same is true in, truth. Truth. The word true and truth come from the Old English word triuth, tree, which come from the ancient Sanskrit word dri, which is the root of the word dharma, which means cosmic truth. How about that? Right? When you are standing in truth, you're standing with the cosmic tree, the alignment of what is true. It's a vibration. I don't want to oversimplify that, but this is how powerful this is, to be in the vibration of your truth. When you sing sincerely, even when it's out of tune, there's an energy in that vibration. I'm not saying sing out of tune on purpose. I'm just saying that it transcends even that. So when we chant, when we do mantra practice, when we do kirtan, when we chant our mantras, we're developing the power of vibration within us. I know that, how do I say this? We all have in us a healing power in our voice. You may not sing like Krishna Das or Whitney Houston. It doesn't matter. You have the power to transmit healing energy in the way you speak, in the way you sing, in the way you drum, in the way you are just present. All of that is Vak. I'll tell you a secret. Many years ago, I grew up in the music business. I wanted to sing. And I was so freaked out by the sound of my own voice on tape, I shut something down. I'm not doing that. I became a sound engineer, which is ironic now. I spent from 14 years old to 22 in the music business. I burned out. I left it because it wasn't healthy. I loved it on certain levels, but it wasn't healthy. Luckily, I was doing yoga. I renounced it all. I went to India. I did Buddhist chanting in that time in between, which is very Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa iti piso bhagavam madhavan. It's very just three tones. When I got to India, I heard kirtan, I heard bhajans, and I realized what was missing. The devotion, the love. Now, I'm not saying for everybody it would be in Indian music. For me it was. I heard what was missing in pop music, in the recording world. And I started chanting, not with the intention to have a record, not with the intention to share kirtans, not with the intention to share it in classes. None of that was happening then. And I just did it alone in my room. I chanted with my harmonium. And it began to heal my voice. It began to heal my mind around my voice. I still don't think I'm a great singer. That's not how my mind thinks. What I'm doing is just sharing the mantras. I sing for my own healing. So this is what I invite you into in this time, is the power in your own voice. And what chanting mantras for over 25 years continuously, maybe almost 30, has done is help me to develop a relationship with the power of sound and voice. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that we all have this quality in us. So don't compare yourself to others. Just sing for the love of it. Go out into nature and sing. Just, drum, play your guitar, your harmonium. And that's what bhakti is. It's singing to God. It's singing to the divine. It's singing to the one. It's singing to the love. And you don't need a middleman or woman or an institution. You don't even need an instrument. Haribo! Okay? So it's so beautiful. That's what this practice is. So, Om, the one vibration. Vak is the power, it's the Shakti of Om. Vak is like the Shakti of the energy of sound. It's the power of sound. Any power, Shakti means power if you don't know that word. So Shakti, Vak Shakti is the power of sound. So when you sing, when you chant, you tap into that energy, which is what we're going to do now. So we'll do another session of this where we just, I've kind of given this initial teaching now, but so we'll do another session where we just chant Om for 10 or 20 minutes with an intention. And this is a practice I want you to just try out, in little moments, just chant for a few minutes. Do your prayers. Chant Om. If Om doesn't resonate, chant Amen. Chant Shalom. Chant, just make sound, vibrate. Tune your instrument. Get used to your voice. And do it with an intention of self-healing. An intention of putting love and peaceful vibrations into the field. Okay, I think beautiful, yeah. So let's chant. So what I'd like to do is let's chant for 7 minutes, and so just however you normally chant Om. We'll get into the differences later between Ao, and Om, etc. But just chant it how you feel it. Chant it in your own breath rhythm. So we'll just overlap. And I'm going to do something a little crazy right now, which is to unmute everybody. I don't know how this is going to sound, so it's just an experiment, because we're going to have to go there sooner or later. Hi, everybody. All right, so you can turn down your volume if it's too much, but you're all muted. So think of this like giving each other a sound bath. It's sea of Om. I'm just going to chant. You can also go to gallery view if you like. That could be pretty awesome. And just resonate. And even if it sounds like your pitch is off, don't worry about it. Just play, have fun. This is part of the joy of this. And what actually happens sometimes when people think they're singing out of tune is incredible dissonant harmonies start to come into the field, and it's some of the most magical stuff I have ever experienced is when we're doing these Om healing sessions, and there's maybe 30, 40 people, whatever the number is, and there's all these different frequencies that somehow just merge into one. It's mind-blowing from my little mind anyway. So let's just do that together, and let's do a little sankalpa. Sankalpa's intention. So just bring the hands in. Sometimes you just have to laugh, right? It's it's so nuts right now. The only thing that makes sense to me, really, is love. And that's why I just keep coming back to this practice, because chanting for 30 years and praying, like, I mean, there's so many other things that are worthwhile, but at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to change this reality is love and caring and sharing. So, in that spirit of healing for ourselves, for each other, self-healing, you are vibrational yourselves. And for all of our brothers and sisters, for our beautiful earth, the field of sound, of light, just making this prayer this morning of the sound of Om, or whatever mantra you're feeling called to this morning. We're about halfway there. Just keep chanting. Keep going. Last couple minutes and just feel that you're harmonizing with the field. Last couple, if you can hear me, just put one hand or two hands over your heart and just do a few more and let it really vibrate from the heart. A little softer, real soft. A little softer. And eventually let it become silent. Still feel, imagine that current vibrating inside you. Concentrate on it. And you can mentally chant or repeat the word Om as well. Like inhale Om, exhale Om. You can also visualize it if your mind works that way. Just literally see the vibration of Om, the symbol. Omni, Om, Shalom, Salam, Amen. And then relax. You are always vibrating. Our true nature is so mind-blowing. To be made of sound and light, to be trillions of atoms vibrating at the speed of light right now is so infinite in its radical scope that the mind can't hold it all the time. It goes, wow, that's way too much for me. So please feel free, whenever you're ready, you could share something in the comments there, just what your experience was, if you like, even a word. And if it's still internal, let it keep vibrating there. So I want to just share one more piece for our session. So I'm laughing to myself because whenever my mind thinks I need an hour, I need at least 3 hours. But we try, so both and. The word nad or nada, not the Spanish word nada, that's different. Maybe not, but I'm not an expert on that one. So nad in Sanskrit means to vibrate. We have nadis, those are the meridians. Those are the channels that vibrate within us of energy, of prana, the prana nadis, right? So nad, and also it's nada, means vibration. And then there's the vibration, which is also called nad brahma. Nad Brahma is the vibration of the One. So the word Brahma in this context doesn't mean the God Brahma. The term also meant in ancient times Brahma is the universal One, or Spirit, or Truth. The concept of the one vibration that is the root of all vibrations, the main current. So we are each vibrations of the One. We're like, that One as it's singing, there's actually a beautiful story which I can't go into now because I don't have time, but it's just the goddess Saraswati singing, representing this current. And she starts singing these sounds, like this sound becomes earth, this sound becomes Jupiter, this sound becomes a moon, this mantra becomes a flower, this becomes a dolphin, this becomes you, and this becomes me. Every living thing in creation is a vibration. The world is sung into being from the one song. And what does the word universe mean? Universo. It means the one poem, the one song. It's so incredible where all these things touch. So Nad Brahma is the concept of that one vibration. Nad yoga is the yoga of vibration. So it means this: understanding the universe is all one. Everything has a sound. Every sound can lead you to the One. I had an experience this morning, right as I'm getting ready for class, the property that I'm on, the groundskeeper showed up with the weed whackers and the weed blowers. And I tightened up. I went, oh, not now. Not right. Like, of all the times you were supposed to come this week, now? Really? And then I totally heard the sound for a moment. Like I just surrendered because I didn't know what else to do. That's one of the benefits of being a Bhakti yogi or practicing Bhakti yoga is you learn, you try to surrender. And I immediately just heard this vibration and I realized it was just part of the field. I stopped thinking about it. Haven't even really thought about it until we started, and it just disappeared. Even your fridge is vibrating the sound of Om in some way. a car horn. It's all vibration, you see what I mean? And we can, when you hear a sound, you can either go, oh, or you can relax with it, or you can move away from it if you need to. I mean, some sounds are intense, right? So, but everything has a sound. I would normally go into a longer explanation of that. I'm not going to do that right now, but you get the idea. So when you meditate on sound, that's not a yoga. You can meditate on any mantra. You can meditate on the sound of a river, a waterfall, a weed whacker. Maybe not as pleasant as a waterfall. Someone chanting, that's what we do, right? When you're listening to your favorite person chanting the mantras, and this is what we're going to get into in these next days ahead, but the mantras hold this power of meditation. You're being drawn into a meditative state. So just meditate on every sound you hear when you can as the sound of the One, the sound of Om. That's what it means to be practicing the yoga vibration. I'm remembering, and I don't always remember after 30 years. I have many times I forget. I go into duality, I go into, an experience of separation. But the teachings are strong enough that eventually I come back to them. And that's what we want to all do, is get the practices strong enough that we come back to them, that we can anchor into them, because they're our lifeline. So I'm so grateful. I'm not going to take up any more time this morning. We probably will go over, in the sessions, especially if we take questions. There's no obligation at all. Give me your feedback. If I don't get back to you right away on personal queries or emails or things like that, just please keep at it. I'm sincerely trying to keep up right now, and we'll get everything together. The first day is just a lot of getting everybody here and getting everybody information. So yeah, I think that's it for now. So please, share any comments of the session. I'll post these in the Facebook group later so others that weren't here could see these. And let me just see if there's any. If you have a question and you still want to hang out, I'll take a little more time and just answer any questions. And our next session today is at 3 o'clock. And I have a question for you. And we could maybe just do this with sign language, but when you logged on today, the links I sent last night, were you able to just use the link and the password and get on? Okay, great, because some people had trouble and I haven't figured out why yet. Okay, great, thank you. And I don't know why some people didn't get the email last night. I still haven't figured that out. Other than I used my email newsletter platform because I thought that would be better. Maybe it won't be, but I will get to everybody, and my apologies if you didn't get that. Yes, and there's a PDF. That's the manual. I mentioned that earlier. I'll send that out today. I just want to make a few more additions that I didn't get to yesterday. And that'll be a support for everything that we do here, and also have musical charts and chords and things like that. So please have fun. It's I know it's a lot to take in, and through the ethers we're not all in the same room, but I really know that this can be good medicine for us, and help me co-create and support this beautiful space of Sangha. I'm so grateful to you all. And I know we're in different time zones right now, and if you're on Facebook, that'll be a nice place to share, and also on these live calls. So my love to you, and wishing you a beautiful day in the afterglow of this intense full moon today. Just some healing time in nature, and with your Vak Devi. So namaste. And Haribo. All right. God bless you. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to stay here. You can still hear me. I'm going to just answer any questions. I can actually leave my video on too. I just get self-conscious with my nostrils right in front of the camera a little bit. So, wonderful. Bhakti is love. Yes, great. Yeah, another thing on the Facebook group, I don't know why it's hidden. It was originally private. I made it public. Maybe Facebook hasn't caught up. I don't know. I did send the link out. Some of you signed up late. I will get that to you. I did post it also on my Facebook personal page and in the Soul Sangha. So you can find it there. And yeah, just let me know if you're having trouble connecting on any level. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Jai Ma. All glories to the Mother. And Pat, oh, you got on. Okay, great. And then you went on your phone and got on. Tried desktop and got right on. I don't know what that is, but I will help you troubleshoot that for today. So I'm sorry you had trouble. Thanks for being persistent and getting on. I'm really grateful that you did. And hopefully you're on right now and hearing this. Yes, you are. Okay. I see you. Hi. So I have a Pisces moon, so when somebody can't get on, I feel that. Trust me. So I got your email this morning. All right. What else? Didn't get an email. Oh, no. All right, Bonnie. All right, we'll get you on. And Shani, thank you. Great, great, great. Okay. All right. I love that, Shiva. Yeah. So Shiva wrote a comment. Radhanath Swami tells a beautiful story of first hearing the Hare Krishna mantra from the roar of the Ganga River. That's not a yoga. So in the sound of Om, just like I remember I said earlier, in white light, all other frequencies of light are contained. In the sound of Om are all mantras. Ganga is Om. Every river is Om. All mantras are there. Okay, you didn't get the email either. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. What were the names of the three realms? So, I gave those only in English today. There is also Sanskrit that goes with them, which we'll do another time. I don't know if you were asking for English or that. And Bonnie, I know, well, it's Brittany, sorry, Brittany, I got you confused with your mom. So the three realms are the material realm, which is the physical world of 3D material form. That's the sound Ah. The astral realm, the realm of dream consciousness, it's also the mythical realm. That's why mythology is such an important part of all this. Not only bhakti, but in humanity. Myth is the language of energy. So that's the astral dream realm. The deep sleep state. These all have Sanskrit names, which I'll go into another time, but just the concepts. And then the deep sleep, where we dissolve ego, is the third. There's actually a fourth, which is the infinite mind or consciousness. That's the dot. So it's A, physical, O, dream, astral, deep sleep, which is the seed of the awakened mind. And then the silence, Om, silence is the dot. The little crescent moon is symbolic of Maya. Maya is the illusion of separation. Okay. So we'll get everybody up on the emails. Any more questions? Oh, it is Bonnie there with Brittany's name. It says Brittany. No, don't worry about that. Okay. So, wonderful. All right. Have a beautiful day. Go sing. Sing to the rivers. Sing to the mountains. Sing to the sunlight. If you need something, I'm here. And, people could still join. If you have any friends that you feel need this, I'm happy to give out scholarships to anyone that's in need. We have some people joining us on scholarships. It's all good. And just have them reach out. They can watch the recordings. Okay?